Hey everybody, how are you all? Today I'm going to basically break down this whole legacy mode situation and what the update is actually about, and hopefully try and clear up your mind about the matter, because obviously there's a lot of players in the game that are confused about it, but there's also the old players that we all know what it's for and what the benefits are, and etc. So in this video I'm pretty much going to break down the whole scenario of legacy mode and the old combat system. Alright, so number one, what is legacy mode? Legacy mode is a switch that Jagex are offering to the community. It will be a switch in the game that you'll be able to switch between evolution of combat style fighting to the old style of fighting. So with the old style of fighting, you don't need to use abilities, you just pretty much, swing your sword or whatever. It's a more of a luck-based situation. But with the old style of fighting, it's also more tactic involved, because obviously back then we had our spec weapons. Okay, you got to remember that we had dragon daggers, obviously with poison, etc. We had our whips, we had dragon claws, god swords, etc. I don't need to keep naming the whole list. So when you're in a fight, the general idea would be to either go in, rush with D-claws straight up and then KO them with a god sword, or you would, what I used to do when I PK'd, I'd always use range, and then I'd get my DDS out and just spec them when they died. So that's what that is basically. What's the benefits of bringing that back? Well, the major benefits is PvP, okay? Because I'm an old player. I've played this game since 2001, simply. And to be honest, since Evolution of Combat has come out, Jagex have done nothing but all they've focused on is PVM, skilling, and quests. They're the only real updates that I've seen a lot of, and they're world events. But in the midst of all that, PvP has died in the arse, basically. They completely neglected it, in my opinion. Anyone watching this video, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Jagex. I've played this game since 2001 and I'm still playing it today. So clearly I love the game, okay? But I'm just simply saying I think it's a bit ridiculous how badly the PvP section of Runescape got neglected, because, as most of the old players would know, PvP was the major factor of RuneScape. It's what brought thousands of players to the game. People didn't play just to skill, okay man? Skilling is boring. Like, yeah, we all have to do it, but it's boring. We all love the challenge of fighting against other players. That's what creates the environment of the game, basically. We all love that challenge. That's why we love mini-games like Soul Wars. Soul Wars was awesome. Back before Evolution of Combat came out, it was always busy. There was always heaps of people there, man, just to fight against. And fair enough, it got a bit much at times with flame wars, etc., but it was fun, So what's the benefits of legacy mode? Well, obviously the benefits are it'll benefit both communities. It'll keep both communities happy in a sense, because in a sense it's giving the old players back what we want. So we have the choice, we actually have the choice of switching between the current combat and the old combat, okay? When they brought out the 2007 server, that was not a smart move. Most of the old players also agreed with this. It split the community in half, man. The game was already small as it is. So bringing out another server and saying, oh yeah, you guys play on that one and you guys play on that one, that's wrong. Because you've split the community that's already basically dead. So that was a bad move. So this year in 2014, obviously they're giving power to the players, which is unbelievable, because it's the first time in God knows how long that I've seen it happen. The only other time I've seen Jagex actually fully listen to the community was like a few years ago, and I'm talking back 2004, 2005. I've never seen it since then. This is the first time in a very long time that it's happened, so hallelujah for that. And as you can see on my screen, there's 80,000 people online right now. So anyone trying to say that RuneScape's dying, please do your research and get some knowledge, because the game is nowhere near dying. It's growing again. Due to what Jagex have been doing this year, they've made a very smart decision on giving the power to the players, because I'm not trying to obviously we can't tell Jagex how to run their own game. It is a company. Players need to remember that it is a business at the end of the day. They got to keep shareholders happy at the same time as the player community. So I would hate to be in that position personally, because it sounds like a lot of technical work that goes into it, obviously. So people need to stop and think about all that before they start getting on the forums and abusing Jagex. Because if it wasn't for Jagex, we wouldn't even have this game that we all love, okay? And you can't deny it. Even if you're a person that's not playing it at the moment, you can't tell me that you didn't love RuneScape. This game has been simply more than a game over the generations. It's been one hell of an experience, in my opinion, to be honest. I've played it for 13 years and I'm still playing it. I can't stop. For the pure fact of the memories and of everything you can do in the game, it's endless. You got your skills, you've got quests, you got mini games, you've got PKing, which will be coming back clearly. There's that much stuff you can do, man. Even when you max out your character, you can still go through and just rip people apart. You know, you could go wilderness, own them, go crash mini games, whatever you feel like. Basically, it's endless. This game is simply it's more than a game. Anyone that says it's just a game, don't play it, because it's not cool. It's not cool, man. RuneScape is the best. It's the best of the online games as far as I'm concerned, and trust me, I have searched far and wide for other online games. None of them even come close to RuneScape. RuneScape has that much variety in its content. It's not funny, and obviously with all the so many new updates coming into the game, it keeps it interesting. That's why I keep playing personally, because I love it. Everyone hates that it gets so many updates, but that's only because the updates put into the game were poorly decided upon. It's not because of the amount of updates, it's just the bad quality of updates, okay? So, alright, how can you prepare for Legacy Mode and the old combat formula? It's quite simple, really, and any old players watching this video would also agree with me, I'm pretty sure. To prepare for it, start training, because with the current combat formula, as everyone knows, only two factors come into it. You need 199 combat stat plus 99 defense, I believe, and then that's it, you're level 200. Where the old combat formula, to be the maximum level, you actually needed, basically, and this is my opinion, okay, because this is the way I remember RuneScape, you had to have at least 99 in most of your combat stats, at least. 99 attack, 99 strength, 99 defense, magic, range. Now don't get me wrong, magic and range were not major factors, okay? They did influence it, but not as much as melee. Melee was affected it more, okay? And then you have summoning, which comes into play. That affects it proportionally. That's not a major influence either, in my opinion. That's a proportional influence. So the fact is, the old combat formula had much more meaning to it. It meant something when a player got the maximum combat level in the game. You know, everyone was proud of it, because, dude, you got no idea how rare it was back in those days as well. It was extremely rare. But, like I said, I've been playing it since 2001, so, yeah. The way I'm talking is like a few years ago now, back when I first started the game in 2001 and that. In around 2004, 2005, you hardly seen anyone with skill capes, man. There was like, oh dude, you'd be lucky to see 3 people online. Like if you're just cruising through the game, don't know anyone, you know, just solo playing it, man, you didn't see that many people with their skill capes. Well, nowadays everyone's got one basically, because there's that much XP floating around in the game. It has become a lot easier, I will admit that personally, because I've been playing it for that long. I know for a fact it has become a lot easier. So to prepare for Legacy Mode and the old combat formula, start training your accounts. If you were a pure before Evolution of Combat came out, Jagex have put it in the poll. You can actually roll back your stats when Legacy Mode comes out, so you could roll it back to whatever you had it at to become a pure again. But for those of you who are just a main account, I suggest start training every single combat stat if you want to be a strong player in the old combat formula. Otherwise you will not survive. This is not a joke. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm simply saying you will not survive. Because as for myself, with my character, before Evolution of Combat came out, I was a range tank, okay? I even owned people 20 to 30 levels higher than me. But that's because, not just my levels, but because I knew what I was doing. But when Evolution of Combat came out, it threw everything out the window. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, man. All of a sudden I have these abilities on my screen, and I'm thinking, oh wow, what do I do with these, you know? This is not RuneScape. As everyone knows, abilities is World of Warcraft. That's not RuneScape, so hallelujah that they're bringing back the old combat formula with a legacy mode switch. That is a relief. I don't think I need to answer the next question, but I will anyways. Why bring it back? Okay, well, let's just see here. Player versus player sector of RuneScape. Number 1. Since Evolution of Combat came out, it's dead. It's gone. All the minigames are dead. Soul Wars is completely extinct, believe it or not. It only runs when the clans decide to get it running, basically. Like Chosen Elite, and I sometimes get a few people out of my contacts list and my clan to go as well to boost it up a bit. But if that doesn't happen, Soul Wars is completely dead. Pest Control, I hardly hear about it. I doubt that it runs that often, to be honest. And Castle Wars, it runs, but it's not really that busy. It's not worth playing as far as I'm concerned. It's boring. Okay? So obviously the benefit is PvP will rise again. As you can see, since they even mentioned about combat level coming back with a legacy mode switch, I've seen at least plus 20 to 30,000 people already returned to the game. All you gotta do is look at the player count online, people, on the homepage. You can see it for yourself. It is so clear and so obvious, and I've been watching this game for the last 13 years to know when it's actually dying and when it's rising, okay? And trust me, it is definitely on an increase again. Hallelujah. Alright, so that's the obvious benefits of bringing it back, okay? Now, merch tips. Basically buy the spec weapons now before they bring back specs as well. Because obviously they're going to rise in price, and trust me, they will rise after it comes out. Because everyone's going to be using them, they'll want them, they'll pay more for them. Buy them now and hold on to them until the update's released. Basically, is my opinion on that one, okay? So that's the overall breakdown of Legacy Mode with the old combat formula, guys. If you have any, if this is not making any sense to you, or you just simply don't understand it because you're new to the game, etc., comment on the video, and I will try and answer your questions to the best way I can. If not, you can always go on the forums and try and talk to a JMod or something, I don't know. I'm not sure how available they are though, to be honest. So I hope that's given you guys more of an insight as to why it needs to come back to RuneScape, because if it doesn't, trust me, the game will die. It will. I hate to say it, but I've played this game for 13 years, along with so many thousands of other people that are dedicated to this game, that know for a fact, if this does not work, the game will die. It'll be the biggest blunder in the game's history, and it'll just sink it. Okay, this game broke 2 world records for a reason. If this doesn't work, it's goodbye RuneScape, as far as I'm concerned. So, alright guys, well that's it for this video. I hope that gave you more of an insight as to why it needs to come back and why this legacy mode switch is a damn good idea for both reasons of the story, okay? While my passion is with the old combat, I also respect the new modern combat with the new players that have come to RuneScape and are playing with that system. It is a good system, personally. I do like the customization of things, how you can move everything around. I just don't like abilities, because that to me is World of Warcraft. But that's a personal biased opinion. I can't, influence that upon the public. So it's good for both reasons. So yeah guys, I hope it helped you. Please leave a like, comment, and if you did like the video, give it a share it with some friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's absolutely free to subscribe, costs you nothing, and obviously I'm uploading regular RuneScape videos each week. I've got a lot of time on my hands because I just play games 24/7 basically. So yeah, if you want to add me in the game, feel free. My username is SWWarGods. I'm level 200 obviously. And I just recently got level 99 strength about 6 to 7 hours ago. Alright guys, I'll catch you later. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I might see you in game sometime. Bye, and good luck with preparing for the old combat / legacy mode.